is what I would describe as kind of optional in this game until you get to the point where you need, like, city guard to deal with, like, rambunctious locals if you don't have enough housing and such. Man, I kind of wish that Pharaoh remake was received well. Like, the reviews on Steam took a turn at a point. But that's a brief summary of this game. If you would like to know more or about the game or the developer itself, I would recommend watching the interview I did with the dev recently. By recently, I mean like a year ago. It was like spring last year or something I did it. It's probably the best title I have for any YouTube video I've ever made, Frank. Also, you can say hi, YouTube, if you want. Yeah, but it hurts sales of games. It doesn't really matter if it jades you or not. It's the same reason that I'm kind of worried that Dwarf Fortress is going to lose its overwhelmingly positive score. Because if it does, it'll lose a lot of potential sales. So that's mostly all it is. A 5% crime rate. Oh man, my crime rate went up. Wonder if that's because I just had more people show up. Anyway, this is Songs of Syx. This is the city that we built in like, how many hours? Like 4 hours yesterday. If I zoom out, you can see kind of a color-coded area. These are all farms. We got some livestock in the middle, a little farming housing district down here with a little bit of fishing going on, as well as more of our central housing district. And we have like kind of a big logging industry up here where we're cutting down all the trees frequently and making furniture. And we're also, we've got weavers and stuff and clothers down here. If you zoom out a little bit more, you can see kind of Factorio-esque icons. If you zoom out a little bit more, you can kind of see more of the map. And this is our play field for this particular city. Don't ask me to compare this game to Dwarf Fortress because it's very, very, very dissimilar to Dwarf Fortress. The only really real similarities is that you build places for people to sleep and industries, but it's a city builder. It's got more in common with like Sim City and games like that. This game also features some of the most obnoxious pooping sounds I've heard in a video game. The toilets constantly just make this kind of atrocious farting sound, which never really stops. To the point where the only mod I ever actually installed for this game just turns the farting sound into ducks quacking instead, which was much more pleasant to listen to just hear whack instead of. So, you know, that's something that this game does. As for the overworld stuff, if I click on the world map, this is where we live. We are right here. You can actually see traders coming and going. This is a little trade caravan that I guess could have been. Our place is called Slivin, by the way. This little caravan maybe could have come and visited us. You can see them moving around in the overworld. There's like little trade wagons. You can actually like mouse over them and see what they're selling. To the point where like you'll maybe find ones that it's like bound for your place. Look, it's bound for Aegis. I wonder if Aegis is in chat. But you'll see Yankins Freelands. Good name. But yeah, this is our little province that we have in this world, and this is kind of the overworld. And like, you could go around and take over people, and they could all pay you in taxes and shit. If you click on this, you can see your region's taxes, and you can do. Let's see if I can make this capture on this screen. Hold on, because it wasn't capturing yesterday, but I think I know what was wrong. Hold up. God dang it. It's still not capturing properly. It might look like it's capturing for you guys, but it's not capturing properly. Not the way I need it to anyway. Yeah, it's not capturing properly. I don't know what's up with it. Anyway, so if you click on your region, you can see your total population and their loyalty. You can also put funding into certain things, which will make people happy. You can also tax certain items. So items that are coming and going frequently, you could be like, I'm going to, let's just say, I don't know, put a little bit of taxes on fruit, which will also lose us overall order, which will increase chances of rebellion and increase stability, but also give us money. So then what I can do is I can give them stuff that'll make them happy. So I could be like, man, I want to increase production or something. But the problem is I don't have these, which are these regions, or rather those little feathers, which are a little currency that you earn as you get bigger cities, which can help you fix the order by like making them happier or something. But all of the things that you do on this screen require those feathers, which I at one point knew how you acquire them, but I've forgotten. So did I have the screen off for that entire time? I can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of a very brief overview. I'm not good at this game, and I don't pretend to be. If you are good at this game, that's lovely. Don't backseat me. So that's basically it. Currently, we do have a lot of food. We're importing bread. I'm exporting wood. Yes, we have 49 wood for sale right now. And this is also a game that you'll constantly just be at full speed. Super confused? Yeah, it took me like 15 hours to figure it out. I mean, how many hours do I have in this game now? 97, apparently. I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's just obtuse and the tutorial is terrible. But once you kind of get past that initial confusion period, it's not so bad. I think I'm gonna make a kind of big area for employment, maybe like down here. What's this? That's a vegetable farm, fruit farm, fruit farm. It's over here that we are making cotton down here. So maybe like down here or over here. Let's actually go over here. I'm gonna make a big ol' weaver. Let's actually go right up to the edge of this. Yeah, I play this game not because it's similar to Dwarf Fortress. I play this game because it's nothing like Dwarf Fortress, but also scratches a similar itch, if that makes any sense. Like, gameplay and aesthetic and mechanically, it's about as close to a polar opposite as you could get, but scratches the same itch in that I want to build a big, cool thing and make it look cool kind of way, if that makes any sense. Which is also why I just kind of eye roll when people are like, compare this to Dwarf Fort. No. Same way I don't compare RimWorld to Dwarf Fort. They're just very different games. Also, pro tip, if you hold down control while constructing stuff, you can just make stuff bigger. Nope, it does not have multiple sea levels. Not even in the scope of it. And can I do auxiliary looms? But yeah, no, it's not that kind of game, which is also why I say don't compare it to Dwarf Fort. Very different game. Let's go up here by 2. Can't do that. Gonna have holes in the ceiling if we do that. Put our storage back in that corner. Yeah, I played a very little bit of Urbex City Builder. Everybody was like super hot on it, so I went into it with a lot of anticipation and was super keen to play it, and then was devastatedly disappointed when I played it. And I'm still kind of surprised that people are so keen on it. The reason I didn't particularly like it is it doesn't have a lot of things that I would want from a game like that. Like, it's a game that very clearly invokes classic SimCity, but has, like, almost none of the fun mechanics that old school SimCity had. Like, I was hoping it would have, like, water pressure and, like, pipes and underground construction and hills, and it was just flat and bland. Compared to Quake? Yes, compared to Quake. Yeah, Urbex was kind of boring. I would rather just go play SimCity instead of playing Urbex. I do think, like, the theming of it was kind of neat, and it looked nice. But mechanically, it was just really, really, really disappointing. Yeah, that's fair. But I was expecting a different game. Not always. I mean, like, a game that I played through and enjoyed was City State, which was trying to be like an old thing. It was trying to be like SimCity, very much so, but, like, managed to also do enough weird shit on its own that I forgot that it was trying to be SimCity pretty quickly, which is, I think, what Urbex should have tried to do. It should have tried to do enough interesting, unique things on its own, and for me, it didn't. All it really did was, like, oh, the buildings are going to evolve, and it's like, cool, but, like, not in a way that's actually interesting. It's like, oh, that's double cool. Apparently, I need to hack down more trees. We have finally sold off all of our wood. Static? What? Yeah, no, what's the word of that? What's the name of that game? Yes, City State 2 is something I never got around to trying, which was a game I wanted to try, because it looked cool, had a neat aesthetic to it, and a neat visual style. It was fully 3D unlike the first one. I don't think it ran in HTML5 unlike the first one. What was those deaths due to? Ah, I just had 5 deaths due to cold. Well, that's a shame. Very cold winter. Snow going across looks like static. Oh, does it? Does it hurt the bitrate? I don't think it looks like static, but... And I've seen this game streamed. Just kind of looks like snow to me. Check something. Yeah, no, bitrate's fine. Bitrate should be able to pick it up. SimCity 3000. 4 is boring. Well, when you said static, I assumed you meant like I peaked my microphone. They tend to die often. Yeah, which is why I'm not bothering naming anybody, and actually should just disable that redemption so people don't. Well, I mean, it's not that crazy. SimCity is the first SimCity. SimCity 2000 is the second SimCity. SimCity 3000 is the third SimCity. SimCity 4 is the fourth SimCity. And then they made SimCity 2013, which killed it. Nice little bookend, I suppose. Give me a big-ass loom. Currently, we have 99 free labor up in the top left, which indicates the number of characters that we have able to do work. But once all of this is done, that should cease to be a problem. They want arenas of good quality. They want better access to doctors. They want more tree monuments. More statue monuments. Oh my god. You needy orcs. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? Just go play 4. Like, you can still play 4. Nobody's stopping you from playing 4. The existence of a game that came after it that's worse doesn't negate the existence of the one before. So don't auto-employ, just pack this up. I want to make all of the cotton. You want to be allowed more clothes. Well, I need us to make more clothes first. All right. Where's the fancy clothes upgrade and how much is it? 500? I think I just need paper is what I need. I need research. What is it? Housing, hearth, logistics, knowledge. That's what I'm looking for. Laboratory. Does that consume anything? Nope. It just needs furniture. Bad game diminishes the whole series? I don't know if I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I can kind of see why you would come to that conclusion. It can certainly make it more difficult to go back to the good ones. But like, as a fan of Roller Coaster Tycoon, I know what you mean. Like, I would describe Roller Coaster Tycoon as one of my favorite franchises ever. And you want to talk about, like, bad games diminishing a franchise. We could talk about bad games diminishing franchises. It's like Roller Coaster Tycoon and Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 are incredible fucking masterpieces of game design. Some of the best games ever made. 3... meh. 4... it was a mobile app. 5, we don't talk about it. And then they made 2 more mobile apps since then. So, you know. One could say that they made one good Roller Coaster Tycoon game and the one perfect Roller Coaster Tycoon game. Fortunately, we have OpenRCT now, so if I ever really do want to play those games again, I can just play Open Roller Coaster Tycoon. And also RCT Classic is kind of okay. Yeah, no, I would honestly say that that is a similar kind of feeling. That's actually something that I'm quite happy about, is that Atari has never actually killed or taken off sale the original Roller Coaster Tycoon. Even though they, you know, have their mobilized version. I mean, same with SimCity 3000. You can run that game at 4K. There's up-res packs for it and modern resolution packs for it. It still doesn't quite like windowed mode, though. I mean, it'll work in windowed mode. It'll just crash a lot. But yeah, no, I don't fully disagree. I don't let it diminish my enjoyment of older games. Although I guess it also depends on how much I like the older game, you know? I honestly think that a bad game in a series diminishes the series less than over-monetizing a game that I like. Like, I would rather a sequel to a game that I like come out and that sequel be bad than they keep updating a game and make me dislike it. In this game? I don't think so, no. Well, maybe there might be an edit button that's, like, well hidden. Area. Delete. Yeah, click refurbish. There you go. But that also canceled my farm from being planted. Find the refurbish button. Click it. This is gonna start getting me research. Suddenly everybody's employed. And I'm going to research fancy clothing. Because we're now making cloth. Although, I'm out of cotton already. That was fast. I need to make more cotton farms. We employ over 25 in the laboratories. Roger. I'm surprised they let me mix one that big. Well, let's actually just set you to auto-employ for right now. There's currently no work there. I'm gonna need them all to go do other things. Powered through all of my cotton almost immediately. And then also, all of my cloth. Yeah, that goes for all buildings. Johanning is just click on the refurbish button. So you can edit and rebuild and resize and add stuff to and remove stuff from almost any building. All right, there they go. All the way around there. I don't know if I have enough cotton lying around. I might not. Yeah, we don't. We're going to need to wait until this cotton harvest here to be able to get that cotton. Although this one farm here has produced quite a bit. So we're about to get to that season. They're harvesting all the fruit farms and the other farms, which is increasing general happiness because the amount of food we have is spiking. Is it raining in-game? No, not currently. I mean, it'll rain and snow and it'll go whoosh past the screen real quick. I don't think there's a way to turn that off entirely, but I think it's, there's a thingy called, particles. That's rain. There's a thingy called particles, and you can turn those down. Which is a lot of that stuff that flies across the screen. Yeah. We're also trading right now, and little traders come into town, and then they leave. Did I pause the game? How come it's not on pause? There we go, because I'm just hitting the wrong button. We also have these little guys here. These are my little public market. We bring wood down here and we sell wood. And then traders show up with little wagons and they come in and they collect all the wood and they leave the side of the map. And then you can actually see them on the overworld leaving. Which is probably this guy. Nope, not that guy. There's going to be somebody around here covered in wood either in a minute or already is. Might be that guy. And he's just leaving. This guy's just peddling fish. Well, that's interesting. But yeah, people come here. They buy my wood and they leave. We're a bunch of wholesome, happy logging orcs with a handful of dwarves living here. There we go. Turn that number back up. Because we have cotton again. Also got this cotton farm all set up and ready to go. Can lower the speed a little bit. We're going to dig some canals and get the fertility up in this area just a little bit. Go over to there. Well, they'll run through here and they'll canal this up and let the water go in. Yeah, that's what that water is. It's canals. Chizioma. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow's a little bit more busy. I'm a little bit disappointed with the size of the crowd today, if I'm being honest. Been very quiet all day on Dwarfort, and it's also quiet now on this. It is what it is. It's a Wednesday. Strange time of year. That's going to increase the fertility up to 69, better than 59. It's pretty nice, frankly. I'm going to grab you, and we're going to dig Canal along a little further. See if this increases. I'm still exploring with the new canal system because it's been changed quite a bit since I last played it. What that goes up to. Well, I mean, you can see the numbers difference, right? We had like 150 more people watching yesterday at this like same time, so today's been quiet. Do you not need bridges? No, not currently. I think that's on the roadmap. All right, so that bumped us up to 71% fertility. And that's 65, that's 73, that's 62, 69, 62, 79, 60, 86, 82, 90, pog. So I do have space for quite a bit of cloth, but it's getting used as quickly as we're producing it. Kinda feel like I should just get rid of these two weavers and put something else in those rooms, these two. These are also weavers. Yeah, there is certain areas like this deep water that they can't walk across, so you have to fill it in and make deep bridges. Right, well, I've got a bunch of research points now. The kind of neat thing about the research tree is if you stop researching at any point, you then have to re-research the stuff that you forgot. And once you get to the higher level stuff, you need paper, and you need to write the stuff down on paper. And if your library gets destroyed, or if your librarians all die and stop studying for a while, they'll start to forget it, and you have to relearn your own tech tree. Which usually isn't a problem until you get like sieged and then all of your people die. And then suddenly you just have like 40 people living in the center of a giant abandoned city because everybody's dead. I think I'm just going to spend my points on making me get more points. Schooling, what do you need? They want arenas? Can I just grab arena? Actually, no, I'd need fancy blocks for those, right? Could grab monuments for pretty cheap, though, because those are only 300. For 900, I can get monuments. Extreme temperatures. Temperatures rising to extreme level today. Make sure that you have ways for your subjects to cool down. Well, we got water everywhere. It's fine. Jump in a pool. Have I been attacked yet? 3 times, technically, but I've paid them off every time. Because I have a decent trading force. And a decent economy. So I'm using that economy to not worry about it too much. Although I may need to start making cut blocks. It's kind of one of those games where it's like everything requires 5 other things. Very quickly becomes that kind of game. Fortunately, you can just kind of import things that you need. Like I could just import some cut stone here. Seems like plenty of people have access to it. I mean, El Noir seems to have it at 37, and they've got a lot in stock. But Pyrivrium, slightly more expensive, but they got 2 million in stock, so there's plenty in circulation. Shouldn't be too hard to put in a big ol' order for that, and we can keep selling our wood here. We do have 500 wood currently outbound, which means some dude is going to show up in a minute here and run away with all of the... Here it is, this guy. See this guy? This guy with the hat? He's just kind of filling up his little cart with all the wood. Well, carts are going to fill up. And he's going to run off, and then we're going to get more money. We've placed an order for 704 cut stone, which I'm going to be using to build probably monuments. But yeah, I'm intentionally avoiding the actual strategy combat because it's one of the most unfinished parts of this game. Like, you got to remember this is an early access game. So it's kind of like Dwarf Fort in that... Like, it's nothing like Dwarf Fort mechanically, but it's kind of like Dwarf Fort in that sometimes shit just doesn't work. And the combat is one of those things where it just kind of sometimes doesn't work. It's going to disable these two shops here because I don't currently need them and I don't currently have enough output for them. I'd rather have this one at full capacity or at higher capacity and just have extra dudes helping in other places. Do I not have anywhere to store grain? Apparently I don't. What? Yeah, I got nowhere to store grain. Shit. It's not actually useful to me right now, but... There we go. Could also sell grain. How much does grain sell for? 1. Well, that's good. Doesn't sell for much, but hey, we can sell it. So at the very least, we can have like 2 separate outputs. We can have wood for sale and grain for sale. It'll be fanatical. All right, getting to mining. Mining out those trees. Wrong word, but brain associates those two tasks. No homeless currently, which is optimal. Plenty of housing for them to move between. They're still seemingly taking all of my cloth because I've permitted them to have cloth. So if we actually hover over the housing, we can see what they're using for furniture. I should actually permit them to have furniture again. Jump over to this button. Let's go to orcs, which are my main populace. We're going to go to access is what we're going to give them access to 2 furniture, which is going to drop my furniture supply down to 0 like almost instantly. But will give us a big ol' happiness boost for them once they're able to go acquire furniture. Looks neat. If you're interested in trying it, I recommend playing the demo because the demo is just the full game. It's just the full game from like 6 early access versions ago. So if you stumbled upon it that way, that's what I would recommend doing. There you go. You see the actual clothing, or not clothing, but furniture supplies have gone up, which is just going to make them in general happier because they get to make their environment nicer. Let's jump over to research and let's check mine. What? Oh, I don't have 900 just yet. I thought I needed 800. Well, we're almost at 900. Right at 850. Let's wait for that to hit 9. Food is going up and down as it does. But yeah, free demo is the full game. And you can play the tutorial. The game has changed quite a bit since that version, but you'll get a basic idea. Like, I think he updates the demo like once a year or something, so it's usually like 3 or 4 versions behind. It's probably still got the old UI. Sub count? There. All right. Structures. Decorations. What kind of monuments do you guys want? Better access to arenas of good quality. Want to be able to retire at an earlier age. Better access to temple of my religion. Justice system needs some attention because we have none, my guy. They do really want arenas, though. Let's do that and that. Big one of these. Statues, take what kind of material? Same thing. Also need to start prettying up the throne up here. What types? You can buy slaves and make them fight, or you can take criminals and make them fight, or you can enslave people and make them fight. But my main faction right now, the orcs don't like slavery, so I would need criminals. I don't currently have. Benches. Well, let's take wood. Interesting. Benches is new. I like benches. Benches next to the toilets. I'm sure that'll be very popular. Orcs are vegetarians. If you want to be a bit more ruthless, you gotta play as like the humans or as the elves primarily, which are these dudes. Perfectly valid way to play, though. This is one of the only games that I've ever played that just straight up has a enslave people button, which is something, shall I say. This is going to be where the throne room is going to eventually get moved to. I think we'll start hollowing into here to begin that project, but dig into mountain is the button I wanted. Yeah, this game's kind of that sort of dark, low fantasy. It's more of a town than a city. I don't know if I'd... Even in medieval times, is 500 people a city? Also, this is hysterical to me. You construct trees out of wood. There's something about that that's just real funny to me. Veteran? How many hours would you consider a veteran? I have just under 100 hours in this game. And I've played it since the first early access variant, but I wouldn't say I've played a lot of it. What? Are you telling me I can't just, like, replace roads with? Oh, I see. I just haven't unlocked these yet. God dang it. So many things tied to a tech tree that weren't before. Let's grab the ration maker, though. That'll help with happiness. Give us fancier foodstuffs. Journeyman at least, then? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if I'd say I'm a veteran of this game. I know it's like an incorrect definition of the word veteran, but I associate like veteran with people that like used to do something. As in like, you know, I'm a veteran of the military. It's like veteran, so you played it but don't play it anymore. Is how my brain always wants to use that word even though that's wrong. Hope these guys are okay with me knocking down some housing to replace it with a place to make them fancier food, but... Or not housing, but like amenities. I knocked down the hearths. Need a few clay pots. I can import those. Ah, array store. They moved that button. I got the clay already. I need the pots. So we're gonna jump up to here. And we're going to grab pots. I was gonna say, only need to do it once, then I realized you typoed the first one. Why are you whacking English? What did English do to you? Aside from everything. Unless his name's Johnny, in which case then I understand. Oh wow, Potter kinda cheap. Although we need money to buy pottery. Turns out I need to clear cut some more forests. But let's see if I can output furniture. Man, wood costs almost as much as furniture. It's the difference between 6 and 14. Oh, the veteran double meaning. Okay, I know. Now I know what you mean. Yeah, you gotta love double meanings. Words that have multiple meanings. Veteran meaning your experience versus veteran meaning you don't do a thing anymore. Also, if you don't like the day-night cycle in this, you can just disable it entirely, by the way. I know some people have said they don't like the day-night cycle. You feel like farms are better than hunting or husbandry? Well, I mean, the orcs don't eat meat. So it depends on what you're doing. So I'm only doing animal husbandry to get some quick and easy clothing up on and to keep the dwarves happy. But because the orcs don't eat meat, if you're focusing on orcs, there's no reason to do anything but farming. They eat bread. So I think the way this game is designed is you kind of need all of them eventually. Either by simply importing the thing or by, you know, doing more with the thing. You will eventually need just about everything. Apparently 3 people got injured in the laboratory, which is kind of hysterical. Lab explosions? Explosions? I don't know about that. More like trying some new kind of clothing thing. Also because chat is really quiet this evening. If I don't immediately respond to something, it's because I'm just not paying that much attention, because the way brain works is when chat is busy, it's super easy to read chat because you're focused on it, but when there's like 5-minute breaks between things sometimes, don't focus on it as much because it just makes you sad. So, I need a hospital somewhere. No, Boreas. Yeah, this is a game that I very much binge. It's kind of funny. I've had some people asking me recently to stream more Caves of Cud. And the thing I keep coming back to is like, I just streamed a bunch of Caves of Cud. Nah. But now it's like, I'm kind of stuck in this as a binge. I'll be here for a bit. What's the quickest way to grow a population? Fuck if I know. This game gets rebalanced every 3 months. When you figure it out, please tell me. Again, I think it depends on which faction are you trying to please. If it's like it was previously, which it's changed a couple of times, then, again, I don't really know. Because every faction is very different, right? And they all kind of hate each other. So it depends on which faction you're trying to please and how you're trying to keep them. Like, the bug people, if you're not at war with everybody, they are angry as fuck. The giant cantors, which are like these weird mythical giants that are super racist and hate everybody, don't like it if everybody else is happy. The elves are like super indifferent to violence, but like, if you make them eat lots of bread, they will get upset. And they want their houses to be a certain shape. And they don't want, and they don't, another accent? God damn it. they want their houses to be a certain shape, and they don't want, their, what's the word I'm looking for? And they don't want them to be a certain material. So like it, and then like the orcs are kind of the easiest to please, but really you just kind of hover over it and see what they're asking for and then try and give them that thing. There is no like, that's how you fix population. They want to have short commutes and live close to their jobs as another example. White shimmer, I might just like remove this one. I don't want that to keep popping up. Not much I can do about it, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Workload is low. They're missing herbs. I don't know if I have any herbs. Herbs are a completely new thing since I last played. Yeah, no, this game is pretty peak. Huh, that's interesting when you talk about its game mechanics. What, this chat or this stream? Where people just like aren't looking at the chat? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really, really bummed that view counts are where they're at and chat is quiet. It's nice that you guys are here, but I don't know. It gives me anxiety, to put it bluntly. I don't even know if I have access to herbs on this map, so I might need to import some. Person sleeping in the middle of the field. That's kind of funny. Congratulations, you increased my bit revenue today by 90% suited giraffe. Thanks for the 10 bucks. Appreciate you, dude. They slowly go to the left. Reminded you to check your Prime. Ads should remind you to check your Prime. If you refresh, you'll get a notification. You know, it's funny. Twitch has like these little
smiley face.
There you go. Twitch has those little It's been 3 hours since the last sub. Thank you. For the second month with Prime, Nitro. There is a Twitch has like these little pop-up notifications that remind you that your Prime is up, but most people just disable them and then they never pop up again. Which admittedly I'm also guilty of. Because pop-ups are annoying. Doesn't matter how useful they actually are. So do I actually have herbs? Nope, that's stone. What? What are you idiots doing? Moo Clown, thanks for the 4th month. Welcome back. Streamer has to audibly complain to make things happen in chat today. I'm sorry, chat. They call you an influencer? I certainly hope they don't call me an influencer. So this isn't quite running at... Okay, so this makes rations using meat and herbs. Could do bread and herbs. I could do eggs. Okay, so they've completely changed how rations work, too. I'm gonna make veggie and herbs is what we're gonna do. Always been on the fence about getting it? Just play the demo. And, like, I'm not even saying that just because, like, oh, just play the demo, forehead. No, like, the demo's the full game. It's possibly one of the most generous demos I've ever seen. It's literally the full game. It's just an early access build of the game. So you'll be playing a version of the game from, you know, a year ago, 6 months ago. I don't actually know what version the demo is right now, but if you're on the fence, just try the demo. But yes, it has official mods. I think it has Workshop. Does it have Steam? It didn't have Steam Workshop when it launched, but I think it does now. Let me double check. The only mod I ever installed for this game was pre-Steam Workshop. Yeah, it has Steam Workshop now. It seems like it's got porcupines, a better map, a different map generator, more music, various furry races. Is there anime girls? It's not a good mod support if there isn't anime girl race. I don't see anime girl harem race. Somebody has to fix that. Yeah, there's just like more livestock and more plants and stuff. Windows needs updating. How dare it! If anybody has a resub or 100 bits on their account, you could hype train that. That'd be the first hype train of the day. That'd be cool. Also, fun fact, did you guys know that hype trains actually promote Twitch streams? Unfortunately, because you started it, Suited, you can't continue it. We need a 4th person. But yeah, hype trains actually support channels in an interesting way. They push you to the front of the page of Twitch briefly. But Freehold, thanks for gifting out a sub. Cheers, man. If the taxes in this game are random or based on geography, it's based on where you're settled. When you initially settle, it says what things are taxed at what amounts. Because it's based on the Fertility, high fertility areas have better farming taxes. Areas with large amounts of soil or mountains have more like metals taxes. Metals taxes, that's a sentence I just said. Isn't that like the definition of all procedural generation? For real, Boreas? Like, yes? Technically, it is all random. Seems the game also has a mod IO page. I don't use third-party modding sites generally. And also, I only modded this game once. So, one day they will dig this hole. Oh, digging takes years in this game. Even with proper tools, it takes years. Oh, I see why I'm suddenly broke all the time, is because I am keeping on importing the pottery for some reason. Not bad. I should stop doing that. Took like 30 plus years. Like I said, I once did an entirely underground city. Once you get into the caves, things like this, it gets a lot easier. But it's getting to the caves that takes a while, right? Because they're pretty far in. They're pretty far in. But yeah, I don't know. This is one of those games where it's just like, if you're on the fence as well, and maybe you have played the demo and you're like, eh, just wait. Because this game's improved dramatically. How does diplomacy work? I'll be honest, I haven't messed with those systems at all. Last time I looked at them, they were very unfinished. So I'm not sure. The thing is, like, the overworld and the combat are the least developed parts of this game. I know that you can attack things, but I only ever had a big enough city to do that once before the combat was in the game. So, because you fight with your actual city's population, thanks for the $1, Frank, appreciate you. Because you fight with your city's population, like, let's just say you have 12,000 citizens in your city, and then 5,000 of them are in the military, and you march them next door, and you lose 2,500. Suddenly you have 2,500 less citizens to run your city. So combat is a humongous cost. I would say it's very risky to do large fights. So I generally just don't. It's not done by your pop. It was the last time I played. Is it done by your province's pop? All right. I need health. That's what I need. But if it's not done that way, then yeah, you probably know more about it than I do. Like, I'm not the best person to ask questions about this game with, I'll be honest. I'm not. I play this game very casually once every 6 months when there's a major update. Because I go, oh, cool. Curious. I like that game. And that's about it. And then I forget that it exists for a year, and then I come back. But thank you very much for the little hype train chat. And for the $12 and 3 gift subs. I think you just almost doubled today's revenue with that, so cheers. Today's been quiet. Oh, hey, slaves. Well, no thanks. So don't think I need this much of a physician. Kind of a bigger room than it needs to be, which is okay. I have enough tools, though, so we should be good. I don't know how many bricks we have, but I'm hoping enough. Worst case scenario, I can just import more. Just need to get them weapons, armor, and booze. Just like real life. Cheers, Barrios. But yeah, no, I generally just kind of ignore the combat in this as much as possible. It just doesn't particularly interest me. The city building is the fun aspect for me, and taxing people. The kind of provincial management stuff is pretty cool. But yeah, no, the combat stuff has been done like twice. Welcome back, Al. Hopefully having a physician will help out our dudes quite a bit. I think the... Are those cut blocks? I don't know, I can't tell. Too small. Yeah, I mean, it's... I think this is a very ambitious game, and the combat is one of the most ambitious parts of it. Like, the last time I played and got to the combat stuff and, like, actually messed around with it, there was one unit type. There was no ranged units. There was no siege equipment. It was just the, like, squad formation melee soldiers, and they just kind of went... And then everything turned into red ketchup. And then it gave me a victory screen. And then I did it again, and I got a loss screen. And I was like, well, that's interesting. So, I mean, this game's much more about the city management. Don't go into this game for the combat. Go into it for the, like, anthill that you'll build. Because that's the strong part of this game right now. There we go, sweet. We have enough bricks. We also have enough tools. Well, you want the baddie to turn into ketchup, not your guys to turn into ketchup. I also really like that, like, your mouse is a little light source. Always amuses me in games where your mouse is a light source. Fourth, past it. At least if they attack you, you can take them to prison and let them join your city. If you have prisons. There we go. That'll probably help general happiness go up a little bit, because now we have a doctor. Let's go back to roads. I love the heat maps. The heat maps are cool. Look at that. Watching the heat maps build up and then disappear and then build up and then disappear. Like, this is a feature I wish Dwarf Fortress would have something like. Just seeing where everything is pathing. It's just cool. That's why you want a big prison. Only if you're at war with lots of people, I suppose. But also, yes, probably. But yeah, I'm moving my throne underground. We're moving the throne down here, so. So there used to be a bug in the very early versions of this game where if you moved your throne, OBS would crash. It's actually maybe one of my favorite bugs I've ever encountered in a video game because of how bloody strange it is. It's like, to this day, I have no fucking idea what could possibly cause that. It's just so odd to me. Cloth should be more expensive. No. It's not even remotely Pokemon. I have 4 types of animals, and I don't think you can domesticate more. Although they might be dependent on location. I don't recall the lizards, but might also have just been something that's added. That's something that you'd probably have to mod the game to get. This game's more about balancing your citizens than having a variety in that sense. Goat mod is your first request? Remove pooping sounds is my current request. This is also the only video game where I've played that I've played where skinny dipping is a skill. And a need and desire that a lot of characters in this game have. Yeah, also to give you an idea, the last time I played this game, there was no snow. Snow wouldn't, like, pile up like this at all. That's still a, air quotes, I guess, new feature for me. And snow, rain, snow go away, roll into spring. What year are we on? We're on year 11. I think I've played like 3 hours of this save. All washing up after fishing. So is that because your name is Goat Prince? You'd get along real well with. There used to be somebody in this chat who used to come by very frequently pre-Dwarf Fortress launch, named I freaking love goats, and then later changed himself to Socks, the mayor of goats. But it was very funny and amusing to me. Yeah, this is going to be kind of an underground central hub thingy. Goat is good. Yeah. Guess I have to unlock lights now. Workplace safety? I mean, that actually seems useful. Because people keep getting injured. Rude brewery. Where's the fancy clothing? Well, I could unlock a stage. People keep complaining that I don't have stages in the game, so... Just looking for where clothing actually is on this stupid thing. It's funny, it's like you can... search, like, buildings in this, but you can't search the... Gotta be in here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Total cost is 5 hundo. Fine clothing. All right, looks like I need to make another laboratory. That or I need to increase the number of people working at the laboratory. Nope, can't do that. That's fine, Dopsim. If you were sorry for backseating, you wouldn't have done it first. As a Canadian, I understand that the vast majority of apologies are just dodging an unwanted result and not actually an apology. Also, what's up, trans fan? Why are you laughing at me? Sorry there, eh? Did I offend you there, bud? Well, that's unfortunate, because I never really gave a shit in the first place. Kind of went from Torontonian to off-Scottish in like half a second there. Of the sorry, not sorry thing. Well, it doesn't help that, like, sorry isn't actually an apology in most of Canada. It's actually a question. It's like, sorry, I didn't hear you. Or, like, you know, like, in a lot of states, oop is a common thing that people say. It's, like, literally the same meaning. Beg pardon? Oops. Get out the way. What's up, Loomy? I mean, is I didn't hear you, and sorry is I really didn't hear you, or I wasn't listening in the first place. Usually the actual case. This new game, it's a neat little game. It's a game that I've played quite a bit of, but I'm not very good at because it has this annoying habit of changing pretty drastically in the time between when I play it. So the result is I always feel like an idiot newbie every time I play this. Damn, that's actually pretty close. Covers way further a distance. I don't like the new UX for that. It used to be way clearer. Part 1 is up on YouTube from yesterday, Alter Ego. So this would be stream 2 of this particular patch. But 99 hours total. I play maybe a dozen or so hours every major update. Not necessarily when the update comes out. My Reddit introduction? Oh, good lord. So in the tags of this, God, I haven't looked at, I wonder even what I said in my Reddit introduction. That was probably like fucking 15 years ago. In the description of this stream, right? It says that I'm visually impaired. Google that. I will pay up, that's fine. I'll go like 20 grand into debt, that's fine. Fortunately, my trading industry is quite good. I don't have any weapons, and I'm also not training anybody. Also don't really care to. Invisible disabilities exist, and visual impairment is a thing. And in the tags of this stream, it says that I'm visually impaired. And you came in and you asked, how do I see the information? Well, I said, look at the information that's provided. And you clearly didn't, so. Well, it's like when people ask me, how are you a type 1 diabetic? You're not fat. Or how are you diabetic? You're not fat. That's the one that hurts. Well, it's not that I don't want to talk to new people. It's the way that you ask the question. Right? New people are great. But rudeness begets rudeness. I wouldn't say this person's a troll. I would say that this person didn't understand the way I was trying to communicate to them. Yeah, it's diabetes hard mode. Fans. But no, literally, like, it's right there. Google visual impairment. You'll figure it out. Partial blindness. How do you see the information? Clearly, I don't have total blindness. Cool, you've already figured that out. Like, I'm slightly cranky today. So if somebody asks me a question like that, you're not going to get a direct answer. People aren't always the most open to talking about their disabilities, regardless of if they want to talk to new people or not. You're welcome to hang out in the chat, and you're welcome to get to know me, and you're welcome to ask questions. But if I dodge a question, that has nothing to do with whether or not I'm interested in talking to new people. People have seen too much Daredevil? I think it's actually the opposite, because they did cancel that show, didn't they? People should see more Daredevil, because the choreography in that thing is fucking rad. The world would be better if people saw more Daredevil. It's my favorite style of cake. Any cake that I made recently. I made a lemon pound cake about somewhere around Christmas, shortly after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's. I made a lemon pound cake. It was delicious. I ate all of it. I don't think there's anything funny about that, Al. For whatever that's worth. I didn't make icing for it. I didn't want to add more carbs. I baked it and then I double baked it. So I baked it and then I sliced it and then I rebaked it. And I used it as coffee cookies. So I dunked it in coffee. Dry pound cake? You never made a coffee cookie? I drink a lot of coffee. And I don't put anything in my coffee. I drink it black. So it's nice sometimes to have like a coffee cookie. And usually if I'm making a pound cake, I use it for coffee cookies. It's basically where you take a pound cake or any kind of like soft cake and you overbake it. And you make it crusty on the top. Give it a bit of a crunch. You overbake it at high temp. Kind of almost dry it out. And you dunk it in your coffee. I'm waiting until we get a bit of a surplus of fabrics. I'm just waiting until that number goes up. But we're also exporting it, I think. Yes. I should stop exporting fabrics, and we should go back to... Yeah, we'll go back to just exporting wood. Which we're still slowly cutting up here. We actually have tons of it, it's just none of it's in my storage. Lemon plus coffee? Different strokes. I'd tell you the name usually given to coffee cookies, 1, but you forgot it, and 2, coffee cookie is a better name. I know the name, but everybody from Italy gets really mad at me every time I say it, which is usually at least one person, so I don't say it. 1, because I pronounce it wrong, and 2, because they go, that's the plural, you're supposed to say this other thing that you also can't pronounce, and it's like, I give up. There you go. Rev knows. You've given up trying to appease the Italians? I just laugh at their bad F1 team. Lots of Schadenfreude there. Also, to the backseater in chat, no, not really. It does reach the majority of my housing. That matters. All the central stuff. Just not this far side, which is okay. The peasants don't need proper medical care after all. But I don't ever actually make them with the proper recipe for biscotti. I just make other types of cake and then bake them into coffee cookies, which is why I call them coffee cookies. Lots of Italian family and friends, and watching them start to argue and hand signs start flying like Naruto. Oh man, what's the name of that game that Bethesda published that had them just doing gang signs to shoot magic at Japanese ghosts? Like, what even was the name of that game? You know the one. It's like, oh, I know it. But, like, nobody bought it, and it wasn't very good, supposedly. But, oh, I know it. Yeah, that's me with my extended family that's Irish. Ghostwire Tokyo, yeah, that game. The gang signs in Japan game. You got to sleep? Sleep is good. Go sleep. Biscotti these nuts. Fam. That didn't... I mean, it came out like 2 years after Control, so why would it get overshadowed by Control, Walt? When it literally came out multiple years after that. All right, well, let's get us fine clothing. We got 25 free employable dudes, I suppose. And we're gonna build more housing in this side, so. Tailor, that's what we need. I think I have another tailor, but this one will be the second one. Or actually, no, yeah, let's just build it into the wall. I like just kind of building stuff into the wall. It definitely gives us that roundness need. Do that. All right, let's do that. See if I can add in another workbench. Yeah, that's fine. Boop, boop. There's probably not much for me to read, but... Where was my last response? Unless you guys have just been sitting there and typing for the last 20 minutes, which seems to be the case. Okay. What are we doing? Doing to do. We the headache prequel of words vehemently disagree to agree. Beef with carrots, cheese, and mayonnaise is the delectable mixture I really crave. Ew, God. Cat nepology regulations are reminding me of the FBI. Now I understand why chat's so dead. It's because you guys are just typing over here. Not, not the way they is inexpensive trade goods savvy. What are we, fucking Pirates of the Caribbean? Prestigious Persimus, but prevocating, fuck you, fem. Elves verbosely strive to eat themselves. A luxurious cat meat and rabbit minced into roast wine frequently causes crying people in the inebriated pub challenge. Specialist Pope quarters are spacious and large, yet have little centipedes holes on speckled cake pops. Plaster faces cast in unreasonable memory, Nimbos binders do weird dark magic to clouds. Commotion strangely stopped me miscellaneously amid drawing terrifying gibberish. Reconsider llamas, what? Of gold plateus glees. Please, not glees. That looked like a G. Geological defiles passes oceanic influence creates common vulgarity. Do things tremendously to other organs. Tentatively touch dingoes if bitten on dominant hand. Run away. Help. I'm trapped bypassing and it tunneling migraine tubs. What? I agree. Okay. Take technical writing and eat paste. How long have you guys been doing this? Limitation won't stop us. Procedures exist to be procedural as it topographically hurts me. Picks for Argistia grow uncontrollably young yet old. Veritable resources give mold. Rice, snow, pantomime entertains cats owners alike. Get bronze teeth to bite bones for making narrow consumption easier. Marrow consumption easier. Step on, what the fuck? Myrocorphagus? Is that a mushroom? Creatures to die. That's all. All right. Yeah, it was like went from like 4:55 my time to like 5:10. And then there was a spike till like 6:40. This is artificial intelligence? It's probably actually more intelligent than ChatGPT. Is the feeding behavior defined by the consumption of termites and ants? Huh. Okay. Looks like a mushroom, but... I feel like that's... Yeah, I feel like the add a word stories, Frank, either cause mass confusion and hysteria or hysterical laughter, and there's like no in between. Need to import some metal. Shit's so expensive, good lord. And we're still broke. On the bright side, people are in fact buying my my wood, so that's good.
And here's to many more.
Goddess Todd, thanks for this. Thanks for the 3rd month. Welcome back. Here's to many more indeed. If I do actually end up with any herbs, we can store them. Although I should probably just import some, really. But I need... Well, those sell actually pretty well. I need money first. Want arenas, they want a temple, our justice system sucks. They want to be able to retire at an earlier age. More drink, word. Did I make stages yet? No, I should unlock those. I could grab an arena. Although I don't think I have anything to make fight. Our prisoners fight for glory and redemption. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. My wake-up alarm is going off. I set an alarm last night after I ended stream, because I ended stream and I went to bed right after stream. So that just needs 50 weapons. Thinking a little arena right next to the entrance of this could be useful. We can put a little prison over here later, but I think first we'll do a stage to kind of attract people up here. You can do a bandstand or a pavilion. Pavilion takes furniture and fancy bricks. Those take less furniture and less fancy bricks. Those just take wooden furniture. This will kind of become a little fairgroundsy area. I wonder if I actually have any cut stone left. The only thing you remember from that was the cat? Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, the little stages are kind of neat. Dudes like stand on them and they sing. They play music and you can watch little performances happen. Okay, I think you up here, you're going to stop storing fish and bread and this. And instead, you're going to store, which you can't see it because it's behind my camera, clothing and cloth. Also cotton. Because we need to wait until they all have clothes. Because clothes just immediately get collected. Once it's available. But now that we have this, I can move them over to making cloth clothing here. So hopefully production of clothing starts to go up instead of just these two, which are just, you know, very small. Although I guess I could actually change 2 of these. Yeah, let's do that. Let's change 2 of them over to cloth clothing. So one of these small ones up here. And the big new one down here. Sentient Potato, hello, you died in Dwarf Fortress, but I have a very important question for you. Have you seen a picture, or the picture of the baby Gorlak yet? Because it literally just looks like a potato. It looks like a upset Mr. Potato Head. Like a very perturbed Mr. Potato Head. Just needed to see the laser. It is a very satisfying looping animation, isn't it? Let me see if I can find it. See? They're literally baby potatoes. I know, right? They're fantastic. And then baby Gorlaks are just like, or child Gorlaks are just Gorlaks with bigger eyes and smaller tusks. I really, really like the baby gremlin, though. I like that the gremlin's face doesn't change at all. It's like the others, like, their faces change, but the gremlin's face is exactly the same. It's so cute. It's fantastic. I love it. Evil but small. Still can pull levers. Still a threat. Gremlin look, the gremlin with a diaper is like A plus as far as I'm concerned. All right, so you have a little bandstand. I also have some homeless, so I'm going to scatter some more nicer homes around here. Which is not to be confused with a house.
What do you call birds that stick together?
Dead.
Velcros.
Oh. Well, pardon me. Thanks for the $1. Appreciate you, man. This is my favorite way to do housing in this game. Just build little towns like this. Well, you kind of play all of them all at once. At varying points, I've had every single one of them in my cities, except for these guys. Mostly because to get these guys, you basically just need to be an absolute warmonger, and you also need to have them close by. So I've never actually had these dudes in my place, but I've had these guys, the Cantors, the racist blue giants. But I've done human-focused playthroughs, I've done elf-focused playthroughs, and I've done goblin... Or not goblin, orc/dwarfish playthroughs, which is what we're doing right now. Perfect dwarf's house? I mean, it's just a good spot, you know? Close to entertainment. No toilets close by, though. Nearest toilet's like halfway across town. They'll build that toilet eventually. Investments aren't paying out tonight? Not for you. For some people they are, kind of. It used to just give you the number of people that wanted to join, and I kind of miss that. I really miss the 65 people wish to join instead of just like the arrows. Like, what the fuck do these arrows mean? Well, I guess it's still, okay, it shows the number if you mouse over it. Like 4 dudes. But, yeah, kind of wish they would just still give us the old one. Sounds like your usual music festival? Yeah. Yeah, been there. Although I wouldn't say these are perfect dwarf houses, and the reason these aren't perfect dwarf houses is because they are wooden constructions. And everyone just assumes that you're working and they leave you alone. There's actually an option in that game, if you've played it a lot, to turn off all of the ASCII art. So it even more so looks like you're working. Like, it straight up just looks like you're using a text editor. Although it's like, I guess would be the simplest text editor ever made, because it's just like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Upgrade my weavers. Upgrade it. It's interesting. The upgrades actually change the visual aesthetics of the stuff now. It's kind of neat. Can I upgrade you? Okay, so it requires metal to upgrade you. Okay, we've imported... Accident. Oh no, there was a death. We really need workplace safety at some point in the next 10 years. Anyways, on to more important things. What was it that I needed? Metal. Which means my little herb farm here is actually like planting stuff, which is good. What, Warsim during lectures? My favorite review of Warsim was actually by an older member of the Dwarf Fortress community who's been around for forever, named Dwarf Comic, who draws little dwarf comics, because hence the username. Anyway, Dwarf Comic left a comment on the original trailer for Warsim saying, "This is one of my favorite early access games," because it was in early access at the time. And his reasoning for it being one of his favorite early access games is he could play it while holding his child. So he's like, I have a newborn baby and can actively play this video game with a child on my lap. Which is pretty good, frankly. I think I need a second tailor. Or I just need to increase the number of workers in this tailor. Why does it say that your workload is 0%? Odd. 99% number pad. Yep. You know, it's funny. I've actually had people ask me what I use a numpad for. They're like, "Why would you ever need a number pad?" It's like, oh boy. I mean, workload just seems bugged. But then again, there's been bugged stats in this game as long as I've played it. Taylor. Time to renovate the building ever so slightly. You here. You can go there. There you go. That'll help. Well, they're both called a numpad. And it's the same order as my phone number pad. You're too drunk. Help. Drink water. Drink water. Sit down. Don't drink coffee. Don't drink energy drink. Drink water. Get sugar in your system. Take an Advil. Go to bed. Hope the stream is going well. It's been a little quiet, but it's not going bad. But you never actually checked. There's a lot of things where in this game where I'll see a stat. Like there was one time, it was when I don't know how long you've played this game, Dopsim, but it was around the time that field fertility was added, and it was just stuck at 9,999%. Turns out he just hadn't added the feature yet. Turns out he hadn't added the water features yet to actually make it a stat that you needed to pay attention to. But it was really funny. Like, you'd build just a farm field that would be in, like, a non-fertile area. It would be like, fertility, 9999999. It would be like... am I supposed to? Am I doing something wrong? That's a wonderful bug. Yeah, just like maximum fertility. Although it like nothing matches the bug that I ran into in this game where just for no reason or moving the throne would crash moving the throne would crash OBS. It's like a thing that only streamers would encounter. And when I sent the dev a bug report about it on Twitter, he was just like, oh, maybe that's why nobody streams the game. I was just like, yes! That absolutely would be why nobody's streaming your game. It's like, found your problem there, dude. Now I need to look at like a phone number pad. Hold on, are they really like swapped? Yeah, you're right. Huh. All right then. Yeah, I have no fucking idea. Although I did buy a book on Kickstarter recently called Shift Happens, which is the complete history of physical and digital keyboards. So maybe that will have some information. Why would I dox myself? Hey, we employ a lot of tailors. Now I'm like wondering what I said. What could I have possibly said that could dox myself? Protection? Oh no! I mean, based on how like crazily detailed it seems to be, hopefully they do. I don't think you can buy it anymore now that the Kickstarter is done, but that's a link to the book. Hello, Nuzzle. Things are all right. How's your day been? Welcome to a little bit of Songs of Syx. All right, we're going to move throne. It's probably just telling me that I can't afford to import metal yet. I've just been streaming all day. We're an hour 10, I think. Streamed a bunch of Dwarf Fort. Now we're on to other things. Got a lot of dead people. This seems not optimal. Ah, everybody died of cold. Well, that's a shame. We should make more hearths. I did, like, demolish 2 of them. Maybe that was poor timing on my part. No, in this game, deaths directly impacts your bottom line and is not part of the... This is not a game I would describe as losing is fun at all, actually. Kind of the opposite, even. Because you are not benefited in any way by losing. In Dwarf Fortress, you are kind of benefited by losing in that if you lose, you get to go play a new fort and it helps tell stories, right? This game doesn't really do that. It's pretty hard to lose. In this, losing is more just, it sets you backwards. Like, if you, like, as an example, if you're in later game in this game, you need paper and libraries to maintain your tech tree. So let's just say you lose 3/4 of your population due to being besieged and them killing off a bunch of your dudes. And or say you have a riot and they kill a bunch of people. Then your population goes from, let's just say, 5,000 down to, I don't know, 2,000 or so. And then you're not able to maintain your paper mills or your libraries because you have to feed these people, so you lose 2/3 of your tech tree. So I don't think I've ever actually gotten a game over screen in this game, but I've definitely had cities crash and fall over so hard I haven't wanted to play them anymore. That's usually like end game for me in this, is like when everything just breaks. Which is, you know, great when people are just like, yo, paper, it's very advanced and useful. It's like, how about we just, like, engrave our, like, knowledge in stone so we don't forget it? Egypt had some good ideas there. We should follow that line of thinking. Also, because I bring up the demo for this game all the time, I do know somebody from chat who I don't think has actually bought this game yet, and I'm pretty sure has, like, 300-something hours on the demo. It's kind of neat when demos are just the full game. Kinda just want to sell grains. Actually, how much do rations sell for? $12? Man, they used to be so much more valuable. Although they also used to use a lot more ingredients, so I guess that makes sense. What actually is, like, outside of, like, okay, outside of the metal things, nothing, and, like, gems, obviously, nothing is super valuable anymore. Man. Rations used to be, like, 150. I don't even know if I do have animals. What the fuck? I guess they're just not in storage anywhere. It reminds me of Dungeon Keeper, True Freak, the torch effect. Yeah, it seems that way. Assuming we can actually... Oh, yeah, we got some outbound. There we go. Well, time to make more livestock fields, I suppose. How many jobs do these take? 10 people? Well, I guess I could bring some elves in, but that would piss the dwarves off, which we've already committed to, so... That'll also increase our leather output, which will be nice. True Freak, thanks for checking out a gift. It's been a very slow day. Means a lot, dude. There goes my wood buyer. All right, well, we got one for sale. I'm wondering if my body pile's full. Ah, I was like, why is there just bodies everywhere and people are getting pissed? Because my body pit's full. Well, we should fix it. Of course it is. And let's make a graveyard. Spend 200 knowledge on graveyard. I mean, fertilizer. I love how it's like, it's not efficiency that you level up for these, it's respect. Let's do more flowsers. Let's do a little pathway. Couple more graves. They need at least one tree. Are you for real? No tree, no build? There you go. You have trees. Little line of trees down. There you go. Perfect. It has a tutorial, but I haven't done it in a very long time, and I don't know if it's been updated. And when I did it, it was partially finished and kind of shit. But my advice for this game is start with the Kryptonians and build housing and build a vegetable farm and harvest all the wild edibles. And just build housing, build vegetable farm, and stuff doesn't show up in your inventory unless it's in a warehouse. That's all that you really need to know. It's not actually that complicated. It's just a little fiddly at the start when you're figuring stuff out. Gotta get ready for work. We'll see you tomorrow, baby Paul. Cheers, dude. But yeah, I would say that this game can be a bit much. It was like 6 to 7 hours for me to fiddle and learn it. If you take a look at the demo, it's got a tutorial. It's got the tutorial built in, so you can kind of learn a little bit there. It doesn't throw you in completely knowledgeless, but it certainly doesn't give you a ton to go with. Yeah, the game has a demo, and the demo isn't a demo. It's the full game, which I always feel the need to clarify when I bring this up. It's the whole game. The difference between the game and the demo is the demo is an early access build from generally roughly a year or two ago. So it's just an older build of the game, but it's still the game. So yeah, if you're interested in trying this, definitely just play the demo, because it'll give you a pretty damn good idea of what you're getting into and how the game works, at least more or less, without costing you a penny, quite literally. And like I mentioned a little earlier, there is somebody who used to come around this stream a bunch that put hundreds of hours into this game without even buying it. The highest population I had was about 14,000, not 40,000. Not sure where you got that 40,000 number from, but. But it also used to be a lot easier. Like, a lot easier. Like, older versions of this game were a lot lighter. Really boring. Pan's Labyrinth. Also, I like your name. Good movie, Pan's Labyrinth. All right, so we have that now. I'm kind of perplexed at the fact that they haven't started working on this yet. Why haven't you started building the shitters? I don't need to put a physical doorway there. Maybe they can't actually get to that, so. They must just not be able to walk diagonally through that, even though it looks like they can. Well. 3:30 in the morning. Gotta prepare for work. You have a good day at work? Probably be back on around the time you get done with work and dinner? Based on our guesstimations? You God, you need spelling. Your English spelling's getting worse. It's better than me when I've had sleep. But yeah, I'm kind of a Banished hater in regards to Banished. I never, well, I played it when it was new, and when I played it, it was very much a, oh, this is really boring. And I just didn't like it at all. And I kind of just still feel that way about it. And everybody's like, oh, play it with mods. It's like, I could just also just play a better game. And I actually kind of feel bad that I feel that way about that game. I feel like I should like it, because I honestly believe that that game is like, to blame is the wrong word. We owe a lot to Banished for the success of colony builders and city builders as a genre. I don't think it ever. I don't think the genre would have came back the way that it did without Banished. But that game was so boring. It was just so boring. Like, I should like that game. I really should like that game, but I don't. There's just nothing to it. It's just a very simple formula. Timberborn? A less interesting version of Dwarf Fortress's water system, and I would rather just play Dwarf Fortress's water system. Cute theme, good music. Yeah, sure, but like the entire game is about building up and building on multiple Z levels with a water physics system. And I would rather just play Dwarf Fort. And I'm saying this as somebody who got paid to play that game a few times. Like, they paid me a non-trivial amount of money to stream that game, and I would rather just play more Dwarf Fort. In fact, they recently offered to pay me money again, and I said no. So I was like, I don't want to play that game again. Beaverman mod for Dwarf Fort? Are there beaver people in Dwarf Fort already? It might just be beaver people. That would barely be a mod. Yeah, there are beaver men. They look like that. Looks like he's here to steal your lunch money. Do they have dynamite? No, but there's an old dynamite mod for Dwarf Fort that someone could probably update if they put their, like, mind together. I don't know. Blowing stuff up is... no! No, 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 no. Oh, man. I hit the wrong button. Why would I play a game that's boring for me? Like, genuine question. Why would I play a game that I think is really boring? If I think a game is boring and I don't enjoy it, where's the benefit in that? And all that really does in reality, the whole just stream it and talk about Dwarf Fort the whole time, it annoys the people who want to watch Dwarf Fort, and it annoys the people who want to watch Timberborn because I'm talking about a different game. It's like you're just kind of upsetting two groups of people at the same time. But I guess I kind of just like stand by what I said. Why would I play a game that I don't particularly enjoy? Is it because you want me to stream it, or are you thinking like as a, oh, this would bring new people to the channels? I'm not totally sure where this conversation is going, which is why I ask. Kind of needed to upgrade this anyway, because I ended up with more storage than I expected. Or more space, rather. Hello, Preocts. Hopefully it was a tolerable long day at work. I imported any metals yet? Yes, I have. 32 metals have been imported. I need some more for this. I needed metal for something else, but now I'm blanking on what it was. Must have tolerated it? Well, that's a good thing. I mean, I don't like playing games for money. I get paid by an audience of people to stream video games for a living. I don't really like being paid by an audience of people to stream video games for a living to then go and find companies to pay me to stream video games for a living. It's double dipping in a way that has become very popular in this industry because it's a really good way to make a lot of money really quickly. But it feels disingenuous and feels biased, and especially in a world where like people are constantly asking me for my opinions on video games, it's weird that that is so popular in this industry to me. And I like I said, I know it's kind of the way of things, but I don't like it. So if you're just saying like do it because they'll pay you to do it, no. I'd really rather not. Honestly, me being able to sleep at night is more important to me than making more money. Money is nice and all, but I do quite well. People are very kind to me. That eats charcoal. I could import charcoal. I think instead... Yeah, I know. And I think it would be weird if half of the games you were asking me about, I'd received a $500 paycheck to play. That would be weird to me. But many people don't have that moral barrier, so... Actually, to be honest, it makes... Even that, like, popularity portion of the business existing, it actually makes it really difficult for me to do my job sometimes. Like, I post a podcast, right? And half the time, my teammates will be, like, talking about a game, and then they'll be like, oh, by the way, I got sponsored to play this. And I know that they're just being honest, and, like, that's what they need to do. So I'm not going to fault them for it. But it genuinely irks me that people can make a recommendation for a game and say, oh, it's very good. It's like, sorry, but the fact that you've been paid by the studio to play it, like, kind of negates your entire ability to really have criticism for it. Yeah, that's fair, Dan's, but you started a bit of a conversation, so... Like, I love my team, and I'm not gonna, like, tell them they can't go make money doing this. Like, go make money however you gotta hustle. Like, I get it, it's a business, but... For me personally, it's like I wouldn't be able to do that. Like if I got paid to play a game, I just straight up wouldn't talk about it in the pod. I just wouldn't be able to. Temperature's extreme. Fortunately, there's water everywhere. Hopefully we'll have very few exposure deaths. Hopefully. We do have some homeless dudes, though. Kind of amazed by how many herbs or how many rations we actually have. Makes me kind of tempted to export rations. Once that number gets high enough anyway. But no, I mean, like, the actual reality is I, can't really afford to do a lot of things that I should be able to at the tier of streamer I am. Like, just stats-wise. Admittedly, like, today's been really quiet, but, there are certain things that are, like, commonly expected of people in my industry where it's just like, oh yeah, you'll fly to this event and do this thing. It's like, well, I mean, in my entire career, a lot of it's been like, well, like I should go to this. So like I've basically like pissed opportunities away on multiple occasions because it's like, sure, but like you have to wear this sponsor banner. It's like, I don't want to be your billboard. I do that maybe more often than I should, but kind of at the same time, I have difficulty caring. Yeah, I don't know. I'm the odd duck in this industry. That much is for sure. Well, it's only a good thing when it gets you, to kind of respond to speed kills. It's only a good thing when it gets you audience notoriety. If it hurts you in the long run, I mean, obviously it's going to hurt you in the long run financially, but if it hurts you in the long run in your ability to get opportunities for other things, yeah, it's kind of a negative. Like, as an example, if I was like a poster child billboard for, I don't know, Sega, as an example, which is one that would be quite easy for me to get into if I wanted to. If I streamed a bunch of Company of Heroes, streamed every Total War game, worked with them on their private events, they would probably just, in some instances, if I played my cards right, just straight up fly me to events. Or companies like Intel. They just straight up fly people to events. And then that allows you to extend your network and gain notoriety and clout within the industry and grow. So it's like, good, don't be it, sell it. Yes, I agree, which is why I don't. But there are times where even I get like emotionally conflicted about it because I'm just like, man, there is shit that I genuinely just like piss away opportunities-wise, and it's like, for what? But buy my merch, I suppose. So you never tried to make money here? It's a pretty soul-crushing, competitive, brutal industry, yeah. Here's the thing. You do more than enough, True Freak. The most I can, like, reasonably ask of people is to don't use ad block and maybe sub on Twitch. Like, that's the most I can reasonably ask of people. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. All right. Did we get bread? Yeah, we got 704 bread inbound. Sweet. 24 dudes. Use ad block, but you sub? Yeah, that's fine. Hey, Deep Space. What's up, dude? Coffee and a donut? I don't know where you live, but coffee and a donut's expensive here. I get about $2.50 every month from a Twitch sub. That's $2.50 US, so that translates into about $3.80 Canadian, and then I have to take taxes out of that, so that's like subtract another 30%, so that gets me back down to about $2.50. So if I go to a nice-ish coffee shop, yeah, it's about $8 to $10. If I go to like Tim Hortons, I could probably not for $3, I think I could probably get a donut and a small coffee. It's $5 CAD. Right, yeah, okay. True that. To be fair, I forget that I have a second channel pretty frequently, and then Twitch sends me emails about it. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, right. I have a second channel. I should stream on that more. And Patreon for the donut. Yeah, there you go. But I was doing the math on just the sub money there. But yes, you are correct. That's interesting. This used to have a piece of UI that would pop up. That's bizarre. Second channel. It's so secret I forget about it. All right, that's it. I'm researching workplace safety. Next workplace safety. I saw it in here. There it is. No, not OSHA, just workplace safety. Isn't like OSHA a specific organization of workplace safety? It's just me being, arguing semantics. I played about 4 hours of Stellaris around launch when it first came out and didn't like it. And then uninstalled it. And I never went back. So I don't think I can have thoughts on Stellaris. Because I'm pretty sure it's like a completely different game now. Only 16 people? Okay. Okay. 604 dudes. Getting there. Made some good progress so far. I mean, for those of you who missed it, like, we've expanded quite a bit. Farms got bigger. We got a whole clothing industry going on here in the corner. Not bad so far. Need more livestock. Always need more livestock. But yeah, no. I mean, I complain about things like channel being slow and all that. But just like for comparison's sake, today is about, I don't know, 40%. I'm looking at stats right now. Today's about 30 to 40% of like the chat activity, traffic, and revenue. That is what I would describe as normal based on the last 3 months. So today is just slow. But slow days happen, right? And the thing that you guys need to realize is I'm still like, I don't know, 70% above even on today, where I was at the beginning or before Dwarf Fortress launched on Steam. So like let's just say last August or this time last year. So, you know, we're still doing just fine. But there is a rather large part of me, especially as of like the last week, this month especially, where I've just been kind of bummed because like just kind of the reality is sinking in of like, you know, the speed that Dwarf Fortress develops. So. Not for you. I really enjoyed American Truck Simulator for like 200 hours. That was a fun game. I don't ever need to play it again though. I enjoyed it to a point. Five hours round trip to work? Yeah, that sucks. Thank you for the $10, Cernev. Cheers, dude. And see, here's the funny thing, right? Is I tried playing that game with the wheel and pedals and hated it. But then again, I also don't drive, right? So. The thing that actually killed streaming American Truck Simulator for me is that game has like built-in internet radio stations. My game sees. Game, why you freeze? Rude. Game crashed. But anyway, the American Truck Simulator used to have online radio. In fact, it did have online radio for a very long time. And then online radio, well, obviously, Twitch got heavy with DMCA stuff, and I haven't come back. It's like basically without radios, it's like, eh. Without the radio stations, yeah, that's not happening. Java TM ST binary is not responding. Cool. Kinda. Pop her back up. See what we lost. Not that much. I'm sure I probably lost something that I'm not seeing immediately, but... Oh, yeah, actually, no, I did actually kind of lose a bunch. So I dug out more of that. Built that. Eh, not actually that bad. I love how everybody's informing Sentient Potato that they died today. Like, admittedly, the first thing I did when Potato tuned in. But it's okay. Actual sentient potatoes have been added to Dwarford, so... You know, it's a good time. I think I also started researching something. Did I place more housing down here? I think I did. Yes, I did. I don't think it was a longhouse, though. We'll place a longhouse this time. We all drank to the memory of your dwarf. You know you got a memorable dwarf when you've, like, affected all of chat that much, right? So I would say that is an honor, frankly. 10 more dwarves. 15 more orcs. Did you go with honor? You died in a splat tavern brawl where a bunch of things died kind of all at once. Somebody tantrumed and then like 4 people just like killed over and then like suddenly there was like 10 people dead. It was one of those. So I don't know if I would describe that as honor, but there's worse ways to go. Barroom Blitz, yep. Because it's a barroom blitz. There's gonna be so much lighting in here when this is all done. Time to get fucking wasted. Why are you getting fucking wasted, dude? Take care of yourselves, man. But hopefully the dungeon wasn't so bad. You sound like my aunt who literally works in a maximum security prison. Minus the time to get fucking wasted part, because she doesn't really talk that way, but... You have tighter security than most airports? You did once mention you're a government contractor, so yeah, that does make sense. You've gotten back in the good graces with our Lord, the Investments? Wait, since when is the Investments a religion? Also, I think that that might be the first ever crash I've gotten for this game. This game's made other things crash before. OPS, but that might actually be the first ever crash I've had in this game. I'm pretty sure Pilot watches this stream at work, so I'm not certain they do that. Or at least has in the past. Maybe doesn't anymore, but... Working on that lab. Especially if the employers are watching. Yeah, that's true. But that's any job, though. Like, realistically, you shouldn't be... You shouldn't be on your phone ever if employers are watching. Especially if it improves your morale and, like, mental stability, because then they really want to shut you down. How dare you have autonomy as a human? After all, it's a job, not something that's humane. All right, well, not much isolation in there. Pretty open workspace, but got our first underground stuff. Populace has grown to 600. A little short on workforce, though. Homelessness could be better. This kind of tile right here that's just like spazzing out because it's got snow and it's just funny to me. Is that a corporate saying, or is that just like a reference to something? I'm pretty sure that's just a reference to something, isn't it? But chat room, I'm starting to fade a little bit, and I've been live for 11 hours. So just kind of as a recap, we expanded this whole bottom area, expanded up to the river, did a little bit of work over here, built into here, moved the throne into this more defendable area, and added some housing along the mountainside. Also cut down a lot of trees and sold it to people. Pretty good time, I say. But don't run off, because I'm going to try and drag you guys along for a raid if possible, eh? Hopefully it doesn't crash again, because that would suck. Also, yes, bye, YouTube. All right. Well, there will be a stream tomorrow.